We're talking about Paul Pogba. He's come out in the press and basically poo-pooed Manchester United and given the view that it looks like he's going to move on, saying he wants to win trophies. The United season is dead. He's not going to win anything this season. So we're asking what you make of it. What do you make of his time at United, and would you have him at your club? Stephen's a Man United fan. Hello, Stephen. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you guys?
I'm good. I'm very well. Do you go to Old Trafford? Not that it matters. I don't really care. But do you watch Paul Pogba much in the flesh, or do you just see him on the box?
Yeah, I've been maybe 5 or 6 times this season. I'm not a season ticket holder, but I pick up tickets where I can. So.
Okay, go on. What's your view on all things Pogba then?
Well, I think, if you look at Pogba, his physical attributes and his ability, he should be one of the top 5 players in the world, but he flatters to deceive for me because he doesn't have the fight to compete in the Premier League. It's not the right league for him as a player. That's why Ferguson didn't flood him when he was younger, and that's why since he's come into Old Trafford, since he came back for such a huge sum of money, I think he's only played maybe 3 seasons worth of game in 5 seasons as well. He's not. I don't think he's got the stomach for the fight. Put him up against an athletic, competitive midfielder, and he shrinks. He's not able to compete.
I said to Andy earlier, Steve, I don't know how much you heard, but I just wonder whether he's been a little bit let down by being mismanaged and miscoached. I just wonder whether they're under a better manager, certainly the managers that he's had, could we have seen potentially a better Pogba?
I think obviously you can't argue with the fact that the managerial situation's been a bit of a problem, but he had Mourinho, and he didn't necessarily excel under Mourinho either. He's had a good spell of time where, also let's not forget, we re-signed him. I think he was maybe 24 when we re-signed him. This 4 or 5 year period should have been the absolute peak of his output, in my opinion, as a central creative midfielder in a team that does have a lot of attacking options. And I don't think he's been managed badly. I just think that in the moments when it's really mattered, in the big games when it's, a United against Liverpool, United against Villarreal in a cup final, he's not stepped up when the club really needed him to. And I find it really quite embarrassing for him that he's coming out now bad-mouthing Manchester United because he wanted to come back to the club. He always said that he did. He's come back to the club, but for me, he's been a letdown. And I heard the comment earlier about him, being caught on the ball frequently and always wanting to roll his foot over the top of the ball and try and do something that looks fancy. He doesn't do the basics well enough, and that's what lets him down.
Okay. Stephen, is he worth 400 grand a week?
He's definitely not worth 400 grand a week.
Okay.
There are players in the Premier League doing way better jobs than him on a quarter of his wages.
Okay, Stephen, great call. Let's go to Eugene. He's a Wigan fan. Hello, Eugene.
How you doing, guys? You all right?
We're great, man. How are you? You all right?
Yeah, not bad, thank you. Not bad.
What would you like to say, all things Paul Pogba?
I wouldn't put Paul Pogba in the Wigan team. We'd make it worse.
You're in League One, aren't you, at the moment?
Yeah.
Eugene.
You would have Paul Pogba at Wigan.
Eugene, why have you...
The amount of passion that the players put in week in, week out, you just would not see it from Paul Pogba. He's lazy. He's just not... He doesn't give anything.
Why have you phoned up, Eugene? Why have you just phoned up?
You know what he's phoned up to give his
he's
opinion.
But he's a Wigan fan.
If I said, would you have Paul Pogba at your club?
He's a Wigan fan. Of course he would.
And?
Of course you'd have him, Eugene.
Absolutely not. No way. He doesn't work hard enough. Especially at that level, you need players who really work and put an effort, a shift in.
What about the talent? I mean, there's no denying he's a talented player, right?
Possibly, yeah. But it's not very often that Alex Ferguson gets it wrong, and he wasn't wrong with Paul Pogba.
Eugene, would he make Wigan better or worse, Paul Pogba?
He wouldn't improve the team.
A World Cup winner going into Wigan, pushing for promotion into the Championship, wouldn't improve them.
No, because he doesn't work hard enough.
What about... I mean, look, I don't know what to say, really. I mean, thanks for the call. I don't know what to say. A Wigan fan has phoned up saying Paul Pogba wouldn't get in the Wigan team. Of course he'd get in the Wigan team.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have him.
Eugene wouldn't, but
Hamza's a Man United fan. He's up next. Hello, Hamza.
Hi, mate. About can you hear me?
Pardon?
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, that was ironic because I said pardon, but now we can.
No, I was saying that Wigan fans talking nonsense, to be honest. I'd get in their midfield. But on a more serious note, if we look back at Man United, firstly, actually, Pogba has to take responsibility because you can't blame anybody else. However, the United, how many players have we signed in the last 5 or 6 years that have turned out well?
What do you class as well? I mean, like Rafa Varane.
Varane's just been here 6 months and he's been injured for a bit, so we can't really count him.
Well, he's played quite a lot. I think he's done well since he's come in.
No, he's done well, but he's only been 6 months, so we can't really judge him yet.
How many players have United signed that have done well? Was that your question?
Yeah, within the last 5 or 6 years. Apart from, personally, I would just say Bruno. He's the one who's done well. Apart from that, I don't know.
Ronaldo? Has Ronaldo not done well?
Ronaldo's been here for 6 months and it's Ronaldo.
Right. Is Sancho done well? I don't know, I'm asking.
Not to his ability. He's picked up the last month, yes, but I don't think he's done well.
I think this is a Man United problem. Honestly,
that's what it is.
I think it's a problem. There's a pattern here.
I think sorry to interrupt. I think Man United ruin players. I think in the last 5 or 6 years we make players worse. I don't
agree with that.
But I asked you already, Andy. Who have Man United made better and played well? You haven't given me an answer yet, apart from this season. Who?
I know, but United as a team aren't playing well. So going by that, everyone's not playing well at the moment. But that doesn't mean Man United turn players into bad players.
I think in the last 5 or 6 years we do 100%.
Well, okay, let me ask you this: over the last 4 months, I've seen a Fred play that I've never seen before.
No, but Fred is different because first of all, I don't think Fred deserves to get the criticism that he does.
Right, but what I'm saying is, I think he's improved. Right?
Okay.
I think McTominay now, as a player, compared to when he made his debut, is a much better player. Would you agree with that? I
don't think he's a much better player, to be honest with you. I don't think he's a much better player. He's improved, but not a much better player. I think that McTominay, his standards were low when he came in anyway, so the only way was up to improve. He couldn't get worse, I'll be honest with you. On the ball, he was playing sideways passing. He never used to look forward.
So here's a question for both of you, right? When Jose left, if Klopp came in, where do you think...
It's impossible.
No, but I'm just saying, if Klopp had come in when Jose left, what do you think we'd be saying about these players?
Listen, we don't know because it never happened.
I know we don't.
From what Klopp has done at Liverpool, what you would say is that it would probably take him the first season. He'd see the players, see who's on the right path with him, see who's lazy, who's not up for it, and probably within a year he'd have his team. I think personally, like what he's done at Liverpool.
I think the managerial situation is key. Hamza. I do. I really genuinely feel.
It is. No, I agree with you. Of course it is. But when you've got a player, World Cup winner like Paul Pogba, and there's a moment in a match where he's got the ball, he's got room, he's got space, and he makes that conscious decision to hold on to the ball, not pass it, which he does more often than not. It's irrelevant who's in that dugout.
No, you can coach him. Coach that out of him.
Do you not think a 26, 27 World Cup could make that? Do you not think he could think, I'll keep losing the ball here, maybe I'll get rid of it quicker?
But players play in a formation, a system, there are players around him. What's the movement like in front of him? How's the structure of the team?
No, but he holds on to it, irrelevant of the movement.
Under Klopp, would he hold on to it too long?
Probably.
He wouldn't. I'm telling you now, he wouldn't. Klopp would look what Klopp has done for Henderson.
Yeah, but I don't.
Right? Henderson, look what he's done for him. Much maligned. Henderson's turned out to be one of the most consistent, really, really solid midfielders in the Premier League, and Klopp has got that out.